daily debate question for MMA Junkie Radio. Patricio Freire or the field? Who you got in the Bellator MMA Featherweight Grand Prix? What that means is that's actually a common term in gambling where you pick one side or the field. The field just basically means everyone else. Now, this is a 16-man tournament that Bellator's having for the featherweights. But so in essence, this question is the champ, Patricio Freire, or any of the other 15. So you would think, wow, okay, is there an argument here? I mean, is that a disrespect to the other 15? But that's what we're going to tackle. We'll start off with Dan Tom to my left. What do you think, Dan? And if you are going to pick the field, tell me who you think might be the guy that could take him down.
So for sports analogy, you're saying it'd be like either the Patriots or the field?
Correct.
So I had to
Good
throw
job.
that in there. The New England guys have to give a fist bump there, right?
Good job. That's exactly what it is.
But no, honestly, you know what? I'm actually going to argue for the field here. I haven't looked at the results here, George. I know you're going to give it to us here in a couple minutes. But I got to imagine the double champ, who doesn't get enough credit, Pitbull, that I think in this big of a tournament, it was a point that Goes made a few shows back that when you have this big of a field, granted they have to technically whittle the 16 down to 8, and then technically it's on from there regardless. That's a lot where a lot of things can happen. I'm going to argue the field here, although I will say my argument is a bit weak because the two guys I'm going to point to for dark horses, they paired the two son of a guns together, man. That's Tywin Claxton, and of course, who gave Patricio Pitbull a good fight already, Emmanuel El Matador Sanchez. I love both these dudes. If you draw these guys' names in this bracket or tournament, it's going to be you're going to be sweating. I think one of those. That said, I think one of those guys makes it to the final, and I think I'm more confident in one of those two guys making it to the final than I am Pitbull because of everything that can happen. So I'll say the field.
All right, how about you guys?
I'm going with the field as well.
Okay.
Sap, I like who he's going with. I'm going to go AJ McKee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go him because he has one thing that I think you need in a tournament. He doesn't give a crap. He doesn't get overwhelmed by what's in front of him. I think he, in his head, already sees himself as a champ. It's just not, it just hasn't played out. And I think you need that type of attitude to be successful in a tournament. There's so many emotions, so many nerves. He just doesn't care. And he's talented. And like Dan said, a lot of things happen along the way in tournaments. And he's got that style that I think can kind of keep him safe. So
you guys are going against the champ in the featherweight division and lightweight division. Do one of these
if it
cats
were straight up, I wouldn't have that answer, but it's a tournament.
Listen, I'm sticking with my dark horses, but quick light bulb point that doesn't take away from the subject here. What he's talking about, why is it that the young guys or young guys in miles like Daniel Cormier or young guys in general like a Michael Chandler do well in these tournaments? I feel like for them, tournaments are more of opportunities, which is why we see those spots tend to rise to the top, whereas for veteran guys, it's almost more like maybe it's more of a chore. Maybe, I have all this to lose. Oh, everyone's going to be gunning for my name. I used to get title shots handed me back in the day. Now I got to go through this. I don't know if there's some correlation there, guys, but picking the young guy, it's not a bad lean.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We swayed you.
I was thinking, I'm going with the Pitbull. Because after he beat Chandler, I'm like, wow, how can I go against this guy? This guy's been a savage for the last few years. And he's proven that his power can, go up a division. I mean, that's arguably maybe Bellator's best lightweight ever. Mm-hmm. And even though there is 15 on the other side, some guys are going to, it's not like he has to go through all 15. He just has to go through 4 of them. And along the way, a few of those guys are going to eliminate each other along the way. He's actually beaten a couple of the guys that are already in that tournament. I just feel like he's fighting at an all-time high right now. Sure. And I think there's that if this was just a Grand Prix and they said, here's a belt, then man, I think there might be a slight trip up somewhere. But the fact that there's that extra million, Bellator's really, really made it exciting. I just think he's going to find that extra motivation, to just keep doing his thing and add to his legacy. Now, as I say that, I also realize how close did Roy McDonald come to losing versus John Fitch. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, and he's going to be tested very, very sternly by Douglas Lima. So it is not easy to get through one of these Grand Prix. That's for damn sure. So I realize that I say this, but I'm not saying it with the utmost certainty.
There's only one thing that can get me to sway my pick. If Eric Albarracin were to walk in right now, out of respect, I think I would have to just switch it.
Yeah. Well, this is how it broke down. Believe it or not, 65% of the people that voted, and the voting's still happening, so I'll leave the amount of votes to the side, but at least after the sample size that we have so far, 65% are already leaning towards Pitbull 35% are leaning towards the field.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks. There's today's Daily Debate brought to you by the MMA Junkie Radio team.